Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I also wanted to let you know that not only do I create content here on Class in the Glass, but I also stream content in my Twitch channel, Mr. Revan7. I play single-player games, multiplayer games, and I also do movie reviews and cartoon reviews as well. I also want to encourage you to check out my Patreon, Class in the Glass, where I offer audio commentaries, full reactions for movies, and also the ability to submit questions for my video casts and podcasts. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and enjoy the video. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my audio commentary for John Carpenter's 1982 classic body horror film, The Thing. One of my favorite movies of all time. Certainly one of my favorite horror movies of all time. A movie that was so underappreciated when it was originally released in 1982. You had all these goddamn critics who didn't know what the hell they were talking about when it came to this movie. Was considered to be, funny enough, one of the quote-unquote the worst movies of 1982. And, they were so goddamn wrong. Because so many other films in John Carpenter's career, underappreciated, misunderstood until years later. Like, to me, guys, John Carpenter, he is just as good as someone as Steven Spielberg or George Lucas in their heyday. Like, he had all these fantastic ideas, whether they be for films like The Thing or Escape from New York or even Big Trouble in Little China that were years, decades ahead of their time. And now you look at a film like The Thing and you see tons of copies of it or films that took huge inspirations from it, whether it be from the performances, the settings, the music, or the creature design. And now you see it all the goddamn time. But John Carpenter, he was the first one to really popularize some of these things that are a big part of various genres and subgenres right now. And here we have the opening, basically indicating that some bad shit's coming. I mean, I don't know, who knows what went on that goddamn spaceship, but now it's coming to Earth. Good opening. And we have John Carpenter's classic text. A lot of this text is used throughout John Carpenter's filmography, just the simple white lettering. And you have the thing, title just burning itself into the goddamn screen. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And you ever heard a little hint of Ennio, and here you go, Ennio Morricone's score coming in here. Of course, he was probably best known for scoring a lot of westerns, but coming in here doing a sci-fi horror picture. It's wonderful. Just totally setting the mood. You just love to have some of that synth score coming in as well. And the thing, one of the things I love most about The Thing is its location in Antarctica. Kind of similar to Alien in a way, where you're in a place that is uniquely dangerous, where you're stuck with a creature where you have nowhere else to go. Like, you have to remain, in the building, much like an Alien. Like, you have to remain on the Nostromo. But yeah, you're stuck with this goddamn thing because if you go out, you're exposed to the elements. You'll die there. You're kind of fucked no matter where you're gonna go. You have to stay, and I love that. As the snow, starts to set in, as the storm gets worse and worse, like, shit, we gotta deal with this now, or we're going to die no matter what. So really just showcasing the threat of not only the alien creature that you're dealing with the thing itself, but also just with the environment you're in. And here you got the Swedes, as R.J. McCready, Kurt Russell's character, says. But no, they're Norwegians, Mac. It's like, why are they chasing this poor puppy? He's like, shit, here they come. But even the introduction, it's like, okay, this is, it's odd. You have this helicopter seemingly tracking this dog. This dog's like, oh, Jesus, fuck, oh, God. He's just exhausted. So you're already feeling something for the dog. Which it's perfectly establishing the mystery. It's like, why would you want to shoot a poor pupper? It's cruel. These guys are terrible human beings. Because you naturally care about a dog. You guys are not good shots. Although, to be fair, very difficult probably to shoot something from a moving helicopter that's also moving on the ground. You just never had a goddamn chance. Should have been on the ground track. It's like, all right, listen. Unless that thing just fucking grabs on you when you're on the ground. Okay, you're like right above. You could have gotten at least one shot off. Well, I don't know how effective bullets are against the thing. And here you got United States National Science Institute Station 4. Outpost 31, as it's better remembered. I've seen this movie so many times, I know every nook and cranny of this place. Ah, there you go, playing the ping pong. Got Wilford Brimley. Introducing one of our titular heroes, Kurt Russell as McCready. I always figured like McCready, because he seems to be like a very lonely character, and I just get the sense that he was a like former military guy, former Vietnam veteran, who took this like flew helicopters in Vietnam and just took this job like, hey, I'm getting paid, and the one thing I get to do is just drink all day. Because pretty much in every single scene in this movie he has, or a lot of scenes in the movie, certainly in the first third, he always has a drink in his hand. So clearly he has a bit of a substance abuse problem, probably an alcoholic. You cheating bitch, how dare you? Like, well, I'm done. I don't give a damn. So he's got a few anger issues. He doesn't like to lose. I guess he's not playing chess anymore. Not going to be playing electronic chess for the rest of the winter. I don't need to. I still have you, alcohol. You'll get me through this. Just random barrels of fuel scattered throughout the camp. Might be a bit dangerous to have that. You'd probably want that stuff a little closer to home. But okay, honestly, these guys have probably just gotten so comfortable. They're like, shit, we'll just leave it where it is. It's not going anywhere. It's not like gasoline. Gasoline's going to freeze or anything. Yeah. The fuck? Usually you probably won't get many visitors. And all of a sudden you have this helicopter just circling overhead. Like, this is pretty unsettling. Now, then you have Keith David, who has been in several John Carpenter films. No, it's Swedes. It's the goddamn Swedes. Man, they brought a fucking arsenal and a half trying to take out this poor dog. I love this. Hey, this dog, which I believe the dog, they probably used several throughout the film, but I know that the one they used the most is apparently half wolf, and as they'll showcase throughout like a lot of the movie, the scenes that feature the dog, there is something very ominous about him. Like, the dog is a very impressive actor, like the way he moves throughout the camp, and he's like, okay, there was something wrong with this dog. Now I understand why these Norwegians wanted to kill it so goddamn bad. This is like the best entertainment they've gotten in quite a while. Like, oh shit, like, hey, this is good shit. I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to watch a duo kill a dog. We're like, oh god, see, he's like, oh, thank you, please. Save me. This guy just fucking butterfingers, just completely whiffed it. He's like, all right, hey, that's on you, man. I'm getting out of here. That's not going to work. Damn. Back-to-back explosions. In hindsight, not a bad way to go when you think about it. Could have been a lot worse. You don't want to be absorbed and replicated by the thing. So at that point, he's licking Bennings all the time. Is he already spreading the infection? Who knows? Like, all right, just let him do his thing, I guess. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. Walk through our base. And that's a hell of a goddamn shot. Now, see, if he had been in the fucking helicopter, everyone would have been okay. And taking that shot, taking out the dog, no movie. Yeah. Just give me that alcohol. Immediately starts drinking. Hey, given the situation, the location, I would too. Is this like the first guy he's ever killed? He's a emotionally affected by it. There you go. But I just love it how they establish the mystery. Like, these guys have been out here doing their thing for quite a while. Here we have Clark, who loves, he's the pupper lover. He's like, don't worry, buddy, I got you. The Clark character, he gets on better of dogs than he does of people. Get the sense that he's a very sensitive individual. But establishing the mystery very early on. Like, you get an action, it's like it's already weird and off-putting. Like, John Carpenter does not take his time of establishing, okay, there's something seriously wrong here. You got Copper with his little nose ring. He's like, I'm hip. I'm cool. That's why I got this nose ring. This is a funny little feature that the actor has. And there he is, Wilford Brimley. As Blair. And they do a good job of establishing, like, what everyone's job is at the station. Windows, communication. You're the radio guy. Use the radio. All right, come on. Don't yell at me. Professor's like, don't yell at me. Why are you yelling at me? Come on now. Here you have Knowles, who's the camp cook. Oh, that eyeball just fucking popped. At least it was a quick death. And we have the resident stoner of the group, just enjoying himself. Cabin fever. I know Palmer's listening. This is how I mean. He's living the life. Like, I get the sense, like, most of these guys are scientists, but I get the sense, like, yeah, they're scientists in name only, and they just came down here to just, hey, I'm just gonna take it easy. Yeah, I'm gonna look at some rocks. I'm gonna look at some cuts of ice. I'm gonna relax though most of my time. See, everyone's fucking always a drink in their hand. It's like probably what, midday, maybe like a noon. Damn. See, they want to make sure that they had enough time to fly. Or they wanted to burn that sumbitch. Fire, the universal way to kill something. Now then we got to figure out why the hell these goddamn Swedes / Norwegians, depending who you're talking to, are doing the thing that they're doing. But also establishing just the threat of the weather itself and how much of a detriment it'll be later on in the movie. God damn, Kurt Russell and his luxurious mane. He's looking good in this film. This is what the second collaboration between John Carpenter and Kurt Russell previously did, Escape from New York. Actually, a big commercial and critical success. Between them. This one, sadly, less so. I mean, now in hindsight, it's kind of looked at as certainly, if not John Carpenter's most beloved film, one of the most beloved films he's ever made. Was so underappreciated when initially came out. Dogs were like, shit. It's the way he's looking up. Like, I love it. Like, the dogs of a fantastic actor just looking back and forth at all the people. Already kind of indicating, like, okay, there's something weird about this dog. It's unusual. In fact, it almost seems to be understanding what they're saying or interpreting what these people are saying. Yeah, like coupled with Ennio Morricone's score, just focus. Yeah, it's just Just weird how he's moving. So alien, which of course turns out he is an alien. Here we go. Stevie Wonder. It's funny, like back to back, Stevie Wonder songs. Previously just reviewing or doing a commentary for Die Hard, now doing the thing with Stevie Wonder. But like even that music, very superstitious, and you're going throughout the hallways. Like again, the cinematography, both whether you're outside of the Outpost 31 or inside, you get to know the facility really well. As the music's kind of like taken away, and now you're just left with silence, and that dog just pokes its head through. But here you have basically you find out the thing is slowly assimilating the camp. Is making sure that certain people are isolated so he can do it in peace. Wants to have a nice intimate moment with these folks. Now it's speculated that this is probably either Palmer, or I forget who the character's name here, who it could possibly be. It's the one guy with the turtleneck. I'm trying to remember all the names of the characters. It has been a hot minute since I've seen this. So now this is a movie, even though it's a movie I watch regularly, at least several times a year. This is fly overhead. Seeing that smoke pillowing up from before. But even here, I do appreciate you never really see what happened. The inciting incident at the camp. It's just letting the destruction speak for itself. It's establishing what the hell happened here. I just love how they have the camera work. You're looking from inside the facility. It's is there something else still in there? It's very off-putting. I love it. Come on, they're not going to answer the fucking Sweden. They're Norwegians, Max. Stop it. It's so rude. This is almost like a little haunted house section. It's very, very cool. Man, an ice-covered haunted house, a frozen hell. Which, funny enough, is this film is based off. It's based off of everything. Obviously, the original 1951, A Thing from Another World. Also, the original short story, Who Goes There? Frozen Hell. That's his alternate title. And I just love that bloodied axe embedded in the goddamn wall. It's whatever the hell this thing was, the level of destruction. Just absolutely incredible. Norris, by the way. Norris, I finally remember that one character's name, who looks like he was one of the first ones assimilated based on his shadow that the thing saw. As obviously you see later in the film, Norris is very much a thing. It's always fans always speculate, okay, who got infected first? Leading a blood trail. Oh, shit. Are you okay? Are you doing okay? And now we're about to see some of the first special effects work of, I believe, who was the original guy who did all the special? Steve Botten? I believe it was Steve Botten who did this stuff. Who had a long-time relationship with John Carpenter. I think it was Botten and, of course, Stan Winston, who's one of the greatest special effects artists of his age. I mean, that guy, what he did, killing himself, slitting his wrist, and it like went into his throat. That's a deep goddamn cut. So he wouldn't have to face the Thing. Now, of course, they did do a prequel movie called, just The Thing from 2011, which kind of showcased everything that happened. Like, good ideas in that film, but sadly just has not aged as well as the original movie. It didn't help that the majority of the cast was speaking Norwegian. He couldn't really get to know anyone or establish any sense of a dynamic between the characters. And, of course, all the special effects were CGI. Like, one of the great things about The Thing is the fact that it has aged so incredibly well because of its practical effects use. But this is such a great set design. It's only like they only really use this once in the movie, and they never come back to it. Rob Bottin, by the way. Rob Bottin is the special effects guy, not Steve. But like they're his and Stan Winston's work really helps sell the threat. So why are you looking at me that way, Copper? Just staring into your soul. Love it. So here you go, whatever the hell that they found. It's certainly out and about right now. But it's like at this point, like the audience just doesn't know this thing can take on different forms. So like something huge escaped. Is it like the creature from the original 1951 film, which is pretty much like an alien version of Frankenstein? Like minus the bolts in his head, he looked exactly like Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein's monster. He's like, all right. He's like, is it the dog? Oh, here you go. And here we see one of the first creature designs. The two-faced thing. But the way that they showcase the creature's design throughout the movie, I could see why that. I can understand why critics are just so initially repulsed by it, because it's like, okay, this is something that we have never seen before, where it's basically just these giant lumps of flesh and body parts and blood and muscle just twisted. It's as if they were like combined and burned alive and tried to stretch apart. Like it really is a terrifying visual. The movie features terrifying visuals throughout. It's very, very off-putting. Dog's like, these motherfuckers are back. Like, how many people did the dog assimilate at this point? Gotta get back to good old assimilation. Make quick work of Copper and McCready. I would not want to touch whatever the hell that thing is. As we know, the cells are still alive. I wouldn't even if it's dead. I'm like, I don't want to touch that. It's gross as fuck. Oh, still steaming. Still has that body heat on there. Ugh. Holy shit. I wonder if they actually made these things stink for the actors to help their performances. But I just love it. It's like just a twisting amalgamation of flesh, bone, and muscle. And of course, you get the glory shot of the face. You see little hints of it right there at the front, but I love that last ending shot. It's like, what the fuck happened to these two guys? Even if something subtle like this, the actors do a great job of like, no dialogue, just their reactions of selling the horror of this effect. Like, you seeing this shit? You know, fucked up this is? Yeah, there you go. You had that soft focus in the background, but now you see it here. It's in focus. Ugh. Unless these two got very intimate and there was just some got fucked up along the way. There was an accident as they were spooning each other. I love dogs like, I know nothing about this. Okay? Windows, do your goddamn job. Stop reading Playboy. He's reading those articles. Oh, no, it's not Playboy. It's Photoplay. Why did I assume that Windows was reading the nudie magazines? Yeah, come on. Come on. Other than he's dead. I mean, that's the one wrong thing, but he's dead, Copper. Oh, yeah, he is dead. What a job. You got fucking Copper. He's working on the regular human body. And you have Blair. Poor old Wilford Brimley has to take this fucking thing apart. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm just looking at meat. Yep, there's a lot of meat in here. Wilford Brimley, going to be dating this commentary a little bit, passed away several weeks ago. Had a very long career in all sorts of genres of films, but, for me, being so obsessed with this movie, one of the performances of his that I love the most. It's The Thing, and obviously his dozens upon dozens of oatmeal commercials. Thing's number one, but then oatmeal after that. It's the right thing to do. And like this film is very much set in the 80s, where it's just like, how the hell are they getting, do they have cable? Do they have satellite? It's like, no. They got to rely on the good old VHS tapes. And they've been down here for so long, they've watched these tapes over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know why I have a game show. That's kind of weird. Yeah, so you fucking drink and you get high. And I guess you occasionally do some science stuff. You never see Palmer or Childs doing any... Are they scientists? I suppose so. And really, the only one who's doing most of the work is Copper and Wilford Brimley, Blair. Hey, dude. That dug him a little slap on the ass. I'm like, what was he doing? Like, I'm coming for your ass, Bennings. Mm-hmm. And here we go. We're going to get one of the most iconic scenes in this. One of the most graphic transformation scenes ever. And, of course, the first victim, sadly, that we see being transformed, being assimilated on screen are the dogs, which already, goes after your heart. You're like, oh, these poor things. But this is a good job of establishing, like, okay, there's a difference between these dogs who are just like, hey, we're just relaxing, having a good time, and this one. Like, even the Thing can't, like, hold up the illusions. Like, it's just a fucking smorgasbord of meat. He's like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Thank you, dog man. It's just so off-putting and weird. And they go back and forth to, like, this regular dog and, like, a model that they have. Like, that was the real dog. God, it's just how still. Then that's the fake dog model. But the illusion is literally perfect. You're like, oh, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? He's acting a little weird. And you just hear that hissing. Sound design in the movie, again, is also very good. Sound mixing is incredible. They're like, oh, shit! Just breaking apart to reveal what's really underneath that facade. So a lot of that, like, parts of it are just falling off. Like, are they going throughout the camp just to attack? Oh, my God. It has become hentai! And now it's little hentai, those little tendrils. And, like, all of this was practical effects. That's why it still holds up today. I mean, that is some amazing, horrific puppetry. And now it has spider legs. So if you thought it was creepy with the tendrils and the hentai tentacle, spider legs. And it's like, it's just trying to think, what form should I take to take these? And now it's just spraying some random goop. Gross. This pink slime. But like that, all that splooge just coming out of it to infect these dogs. And like that dog is done. As it'll slowly be assimilated over time. Or quickly. Well, actually, the assimilation is actually very, very fast. He's like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, it's like dead quiet. It's like bullshit. Maybe the dogs are just so fucking petrified of what they're seeing. They're like, what the hell is going on? Those lucky bastards, they managed to escape. I get the sense like those dogs weren't exposed to the thing. Like they were the ones that were not hit by the splooge or taken over by the tentacles or anything or touched by it. That's my whole thing. It's like, okay, they're a little lax when it comes to the rules of the thing. I will get that's the one criticism of the movie. It's like, okay, like the level of infection, it's on like a microscopic level, right? If you're exposed to a little bit of it, it can infect you over time. I guess if there's a smaller amount, it takes longer. Great line. Weird and pissed off. Yeah, that's that's a good way to explain the thing's psychology, the way it operates. What's cool here is like, and as they go around, throughout the movie, like each thing is a separate part. And where it's like, okay, so already we know some of the cast has been infected by the thing, right? But it's not going to try to defend this other part of the thing. It doesn't want to, expose its lie, its facade. They're like, what the fuck? Just that slime-covered puppet. Like, everything's just moving. Everything's almost a separate entity, whether it be its hand or its head. It's like, oh, that thing's like, what's that tentacle shooting out? It's just coming out of its ass. Every fucking orifice. Like, that dog is done. Yeah. Ooh, God. And like that was just a very simple camera trick. It was just a reverse camera trick. Where it's like all those tentacles are wrapped around that thing. Oh, geez, like those tentacles are just like, not the puppers! He's just like, I gotta put them out of their misery. They're dying horrifically. But like that simple camera trick where it's just you had those tentacles wrapped around and you're just taking them away. It looks so goddamn good. And this thing just birthing various. It almost feels like it's using every alien creature it came across to defend itself, to try to escape or to intimidate the group. God. When it can't operate fast enough because it's probably confused and scared. It's like, yeah, okay, now it's just a giant weird mouth attack. Nah, it didn't work. Fire the end-all be-all. I would have let that burn. They get in there like a little too fast with the fire extinguishers. I would have made, no, we're going to let that thing burn for a little while. Yeah. He'd be like, oh, geez, thank guys, and then assimilation. Wrapping the tentacles around you after that. Now, just in relative shock by what they just saw. But also, like, the people who have been taken over by the thing, they have to sell, too. Like, oh, yeah, it's fucked up and crazy, right? Again, showcasing more of that gorgeous cinematography. Wilbur Brimley, he just sells this shit. I wonder if he enjoyed, like, doing the, surgery, the autopsy scenes. He has a great job selling it. Look at just a bloated mass of flesh. You got some, like, tentacles on the sides. There's the hentai. It's like, where do you begin? Where is I don't know what the front is. I don't know what the back is. What do I do? Let's just get cutting. Oh, it's like wrapped in a giant goddamn cocoon. Ooh. There it is. You guys seeing this shit? So gross. Yeah. So, like, nowadays, like, all these scenes with the thing doing what it does, they'd all be, like, CGI, and they would not age well. That's what makes this film, one of the reasons what makes this film a classic is that, hey, they all have to rely on practical effects. And now you're starting to learn about the science, like what this thing can do. Blair, Wilford Brimley come in there with the exposition. We need it at this point.
Like, now that we've kind of established the threat and the mystery, now we can kind of go ahead and explain. And we're about, like, I'd say, like a little over a half hour already in the movie, so it's good. And even though this is pretty much an exposition dump, it's interesting. Jennifer Bentley does a very good job of explaining the physiology of the thing, or what he believes the physiology of the thing. And then it's just that goddamn shot with that mutated, disgusting-looking dog. And so I'm guessing, now I could be wrong, but I always got the impression that these dogs are non-infected. I don't know if I would put them back in the kennel where this fucking thing was. I keep it in a new place. And now we're layering in the mistrust between the crew of the Outpost 31. It's like, Blair's like, well, I mean, if this thing can copy dogs, it can assimilate dogs, and it probably can assimilate people as well. This is what other than the practical effects, this is another great aspect of the movie is the complete and utter mistrust that is being established between all the crew members. Really makes you paranoid how they completely fall apart. Because, the situation is just so incredibly terrifying. Yeah, and he's already knows. He's like, fuck, this is what's going to happen, isn't it? It's like Blair's always thinking. 9 hours, Jesus Christ, that takes a lot of videotape. I'm just walking out on the fucking ice. Those are people. Captain, come on now. They're getting little hints of the spacecraft right below them. Typical humans, let's just blow the fuck out of it. Let's blow this shit up. Even though this is a fairly large cast, I feel like they do a good enough job of establishing the actors. I mean, yeah, some are given more lines ever. Obviously, Kurt Russell, R.J. McCready, he is the hero. He's the one that you spend the most time with. He's the most defined, with maybe with the exception of along with someone like Blair. But it works out. More glory shots of this wintry domain. Yeah, it's pretty goddamn noticeable hole. And this is the spacecraft that we saw earlier in the movie in the opening credits. After John Carpenter's name was in Bulbula's. Yeah, it's my shit. Now this is interesting. It's like obviously, you have is Copper joined them again? I forget. But you have R.J. McCready here, and then you also have Norris. And Norris, as we all know at this point, is probably assimilated by the things. Like, why it didn't attack McCready and Copper is interesting. This would have been the perfect situation to do so. It's luckily out of the way. Maybe it just doesn't want to handle two people at once. It's like it thinks it's probably that's a little more of a risk. Perhaps it just doesn't know how to fly the fucking helicopter. It's like, shit, this will be hard for me. And yeah, they're very much on top of a matte painting, but it works well enough. I think this shot's pretty good. In the original 2011 film, we do see inside the spaceship. And that's typical sci-fi look at a spaceship. Advanced technology, anything, nothing's explained. But again, we don't have to go inside of it. Like, and people are like, why didn't they ever go inside the ship? It's like, listen, they got a lot to deal with. Jesus Christ, that's a long fucking time ago. Those goddamn crazy Norwegians / Swedes. Oh, their fucking minds. And that's very much a matte painting shot. A lot of the wide shots in this scenes are probably filmed at a studio lot, and they superimpose these images on there. So whoever was in that ship probably just fucking crawled out. It was frozen in the ice. God, it's just so ominous with all the mist appearing above the camp like that. Like swirling darkness. And there we go, R.J. McCreary with another drink in his hand. All right. With my exposition, I'm going to have a drink while I'm talking. This voodoo bullshit. Another iconic line. Yeah, read the book. He's getting high. See, now, you fucking Palmer, he's constantly smoking something. Doing whatever illicit substance he can get his hands on. Again, I would not be touching all this weird shit. Got to over-explain for Gary. Got to explain it 2 times to Gary. Those are some dirty-looking drawers. There's a lot of skid marks on those drawers. Jesus Christ. Someone had a rough night. Just shit stain. And Marcus is like, yes. Just fucking touching that shit. Gross. You guys talking to me? What? Sorry. I was off in my own little world. And there we have a very, very rough visual version of the thing on a microscopic level. Now, I don't know how the science of this works out. I don't think it's very accurate, but again, it's just another virtual representations. Like, this is how it changes you on a microscopic level. Yeah, you see the more violent version. Well, here's what's actually going on, which is like, okay. And it completely assimilates the dog DNA. These active cells. I don't know why fucking Blair's using the countdown timer on his watch. I was like, all right. Probably, there's a high probability. Let's see. Please don't. That's a lot. That's a definite. He's like, shit. And this is cool, like establishing just the threat that they're dealing with. Like 20, I don't know why it says 27,000 hours. I think it's about 3 years. I don't know why I could have just said 3 years, complete assimilation of the planet, which is very short amount of time. That's like, what, billions of people? Get more of that Smirnoff vodka. Everyone has their own drink. Artem drinking, he likes the bourbon, the whiskey. Blair, he's a vodka drinker. Nothing like that. It's like, well, another bottle down. And I love that he has a fucking beer right there, too. Man, he is spending a very intimate amount of time with those dirty draws. Like, yes. Just sniffing it. Rubbing his hands in it. God damn. Like, I know he's lonely, but still, please. There's other ways to show your love. Kurt Russell. Bennings and Windows, they get the worst job. You get to haul the weird-looking alien bodies. Congratulations. She's like, what do you say? He's so fucking drunk right now. He's just hearing random sounds. Oh, don't worry, RJ, you're already ahead of us. You already are drunk. Damn. All right, well, okay. I guess we can't be involved in that conversation. Fine, fair enough. Ugh. Still wet, still slick and greasy and gross. Well, shouldn't they win the Nobel Prize for finding this fucking thing? Like, they're not going to get any credit for it? That's weird. And, that is just, it's such a subtle thing, but just a little bit of movement under that blanket. So creepy. He's like, did that just fucking move? Like, one of those peripheral visions, not bad. And still leaking. I mean, it was leaking already before. Got those hentai coming right for that ass, coming right for that. And Bennings, he's just presenting. It's just like, ooh, this is just too sweet. We got to go for him right now. And during the night, I mean, I think it's even more terrifying, like this facility. So that's where the thing can really start to do some damage. High in every nook and cranny and crevasse. Blair's crazy as shit. I mean, you should have realized when you hired on Wilford Brimley for that role. Losing his goddamn mind. Ranting. Damn. Oh, that's obvious. We all know that he's. I mean, it's Wilford Brimley. Of course he is. Shit. He's like, oh, god damn it. That's not good. So that makes things a little more complicated. This is the first time we see the thing trying to assimilate a human. A little more intimate. Not as aggressive as a dog. Still horrifying. Apparently, Bennings is caked and lathered in raspberry jam. But it takes a long time, the process. God damn, all those tentacles just up inside of him. That's a pretty good shot. Pretty good effect right there. With that dummy Bennings. All right, we got to get a hold of fucking Wilford Brimley, and we got to burn those fuckers. Shit. Oh, it's like, we lost another one. He hightailed it out of there. He took all the jam. I love it. He cleaned all that area up too. Shit's like, shit, I gotta take care of this. But here you go. This showcases that it does take a little while for, once the thing assimilates you, for you kind of to go back to your original form. It can be. I mean, they kind of go back and forth of how fast this process occurs. But I guess if Bennings is like enough time just hasn't taken place. God, just those grotesque looking hands. It's like, how do I do hands? It's a very hard part. Very hard part to replicate. You have more of that wonderful off-putting score. It's like, there you go. Now you're going to let that thing fucking burn for a lot longer than the dogs, okay? They learn. It's like, shit, okay, we did not let that thing burn long enough. Time to get the flamethrowers. Yeah, see? It takes a while to be that intimate with the assimilation. And that's it. That's the thing. Like, they never give the alien a name. Simply refer to it as just the thing. It's simple and effective. Doesn't need any over explanation or scientific term or nickname. No, this is just the fucking thing. God, look at all just that fucking pile of flesh. Like, even though those cells are alive, we just saw it. Just like, well, I guess this is it. You figured to at least try to attack them one other time. Maybe just wants to give the other assimilated people a chance to continue on with what it wanted to do, the assimilation. God, the idea of operating a flamethrower always seemed very intimidating. You hope you point it in the right direction, especially when those flames just jump up at you. Imagine Russell and the other actors had to be trained how to use this thing properly so they don't burn each other. Yeah, we're good. We're golden. The movie can end right here. Problem solved. Where's Wilford Brimley? Where did he go? Oh, he's hiding. Let's just bury the rest of these fuckers. You should have hope that you let that fire burn a good long while. Until they're nice and crispy, until every single one of those cells is dead. Of course, just looking like, this is some fucking crazy shit. This guy, man, Nam has nothing on this. Widow's actually doing his job. Now that he's panicking. Fear's a hell of a motivator. Oh, there he is. It's my oatmeal. It's mine. No, it's gonna get. He wants to make sure his oatmeal stores are all set for the winter. Not gonna let any of the fucking people at the camp or those things take his goddamn oatmeal. But really, this is establishing that Blair has lost it. Like, he now knows. He obviously knows that people have been assimilated by, or several people have already been assimilated by the thing. And now he's going to make sure that he's going to keep all these guys here no matter what. Because the threat is just that dangerous. So he's already come to the conclusion, like, okay, I need to die. We're all going to need to die to make sure that this thing does not escape. It's a really, I mean, think about it, man, it's like, God. Even like later on in the film, they established, like, yeah, we're not getting out of here. We're going to have to die in order to save the world. Like, the stakes are incredibly high. This is, the first entry in Carpenter's apocalyptic trilogy, I believe. I guess it's The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and They Live. I could be wrong about They Live, but I was like, now he's just fucking losing it. Got terrible aim, though. See, now you gotta deal with a weird fucking alien and a crazed Wilford Brimley. Listen, as we all know, Wilford Brimley, he has diabetes. He has low blood sugar at this point. Just give him a Snicker or some orange slices. Jesus Christ. And this is a weird little thing. Keith David, I believe, like, broke his arm or his hand during filming. And they have his entire arm, like, wrapped in this, like, foamy cast, and they've colored it black, and it's like, it looks like his arm is still trying to hide it, but there's sometimes when you just can't. So you can tell, like, how they kind of shot this, I suppose, to a degree, out of order. just let. I wonder if they actually had, Wilford Brimley read his lines. Just like, I know, Wilford, just hey, do you. Whatever comes to mind, we'll go ahead and take it. Just go to town. Wants to hurt you? Oh, black man! I'll kill you. Yes, throw the gun. Whiffed it completely. Man, he was legitimately trying to kill fucking Kurt Russell there. And now we see that Wilford Brimley is basically the fucking Hulk. Let's just start fucking punching the shit out of him, punching this old man. I mean, they had to do that. He was losing his goddamn mind. He had that crazy strength. I love that, dude. That's such a great moment. When you have fucking Fuchs, it's like, okay, there's a lot of people on top of Wilford Brimley. Hold on. We're just a mass of bodies. I gotta back out. There you go. Oh, those dead puppers. Oh, poor Clark. He's just... The thing, yeah, he likes dogs more than people. Like, that was his life, was taking care of these animals, and now they're all dead. So he starts to fucking lose it. No, I do not want him with me. No fucking thank you, all right? Now, he's good in here. He's good in the storeroom. There's plenty of food. He'll be warm, perfectly safe, even though we know he's not safe for long. We never see Blair be assimilated by the thing, but we imagine it happens between now and when they obviously go back and see that he is vanished. Always trying to figure out, like, okay, where did these people become, when did they become infected? Yeah, man. Well, you know what? It would have been great to establish trust, not destroy all our fucking shit and try to kill us and shoot at us. That would have been great. By the way, when this is all over, you're probably going to jail. That's what's going to happen. He's the dog. He's the guy that likes the dogs, McCready. Okay, I know there's a lot of characters in here. A lot of 30, plus 40 plus year old guys, but he's the dog one. He's like, oh yeah. I got you. Well, let's get back to drinking. The only thing you can do. One of the most consistent thing between all the characters. No. It's more of those things. There's probably more. Definitely probably more. Now let's get to killing. See, now they're establishing, okay, how the fuck do we figure out who's the thing at this point? That's a goddamn good question, child, Keith David. So you still have that contaminated blood somewhere? I thought he fucking burned all of it. He's the guy that likes the dogs, in case you guys forgot. Yeah, what do you want me to do? He's Wilford Brimley, and he's crazy at this point. We have no orange slices for him. We got this. Uh-oh. Someone took care of all our Kool-Aid! So, somehow, either the thing heard about this plan in between when they were talking about it, or it's like, okay, I'm going to cover my fucking bases. Showing some pretty articulate intelligence. Or plans ahead of time. There you go, Larry in the Matrus again. Like, where the hell's Clark? He's like, I'm already here, guys. Why y'all know where I am? That was your problem. We're at a bit of an impasse. Yeah, Gary. Gary's not good at keeping his cool, even though he's one of the few characters who constantly carries a gun around. Yeah. He was like, oh, shit. Just arguing back and forth. Yeah, even when you don't have, like, the monster on screen, they do such a good job of just layering in the tension and just the general sense of everything falling apart. The fact they're almost coming to blows with each other. Yeah! Oh, that little skinny fuck. We should have known it was him. Just panicking. And that's how the thing manages to take control. It just kind of lets these guys do the work for them. Everyone's just aggressive until aggressive and mistrustful until it finally does strike from the least suspecting person. That's also true. So could you, Windows. Ha! Throw it right back at you. Gary looks like he wants to hurt someone. Gary, I get the sense he's a shoot first, shoot again, double tap, and then maybe I'll ask some questions later. There you go. Bang! All right, dude, come on, take it easy. Relax. Yeah, fuck that guy. And his nose ring. See, the thing is, goddamn Gary, he was just always resentful towards Copper because of that fucking nose ring. It does not suit him well, so I get it. But he relinquishes the weapon. You are round and cuddly. No, I was like, no, I'm round and cuddly. That can't be me. Damn. Okay, David, you're a little angry. So let's give it to the ex-Vietnam vet instead, who clearly has no psychological or emotional issues whatsoever. He just likes to drown himself in alcohol. But I love just as they cut again tonight, and it just feels like the dark. Again, the cinematography in this movie is so gorgeous. It's so intimate. It just feels like the night is slowly encompassing all of the camp. It's lowering the lights again. Like really establishing, like, you guys can't fucking escape. You have no emergency escape vehicles. You can't contact the outside world. This is just it's even worse than it could ever be. It's a guy. It's goddamn afraid. It's a scaredy cat. It's a bitch. And things like, motherfucker, don't say that about us. It's like, goddamn, he figured out our entire plan. He's right. Figure out who's the thing. Ain't no trust. You guys are just kind of weird. Could have done too many bad things. Kirk's like, fine. It's gonna be hard to recover that friendship that they previously had when you're under threat, being burned alive by a fucking flamethrower. He's like, yeah, go over there. Yeah, I want to know goddamn needles inside my body. No, I wondered because as we all know that that Norris is one of the things that at this point, if not probably the first person infected. Like, they have them so intimately close with these two. I don't know if he figured. Like, again, I guess just by touch, he's not able to infect you. I guess it has to actively try to go inside of you to properly infect you. I just love this. I mean, again, always with a fucking drink in his hand. He's probably drunk. He's probably drunk most of the time throughout this entire movie. But just recording this for the sake of posterity. Draws. It's filled with shit stains. It's gross as fuck. So even before the assimilation happened, so whoever this person was, weird and gross. Clean, you goddamn crack, goddammit. I love this shot too when he's just occupying a third and the other 2/3 is exposed. So you expect something like to crawl up behind him. Cinematography just simply beautiful and so off-putting throughout this entire movie. Garber knows how to line up a goddamn shot for most effective spookiness. He was like, "Don't touch my beaker." I don't want my beakers being touched. Yes. Everyone will probably be infected by now. I mean, if it breathes next to you, a little bit of spittle can do that. You gotta kind of go along with it, though. I mean, yeah, it's like they establish these rules. Like, they don't really make sense, but it's like, okay, all right. I get it. Oh. And now it's just taking out all the goddamn power generators around the camp. And this is one of the scariest moments in the movie for me. It's a jump scare, but still, it's so goddamn effective. Guys? Guys? Oh, like, what the fuck? Who was that? Just that weird sound effect. I love it. Poor Fuchs. I would have immediately ran to you know where the guys are. Just go. But no, he's got a. Sounds like, oh, it's a mystery's afoot. Hey man, Fuchs' ending is very, very sad. I think this is the last time we see him. Honestly, probably went out better than a lot of other characters in the film. Went out on his own accord. McCready's the thing. See, that would have been a fucking. It's like, what? Can't be Kurt Russell. No, he's so handsome. Someone's fucking with him, and I do not appreciate that. Okay, he's my friend. Please do not use drugs. I like Charles. He's my friend. He's my devil's lettuce buddy. Smoking the reefer in the MJ. They would just fucking wander off and start smoking up. It's like, who gives a shit, man? We're all fucking dead. I love Sleepy. I love Sleepy Dr. Copper using fucking Clark as a pillow. Go check on Wilford Brimley. See how he's holding up. This is great. A lot of effective comedy coming from Wilford Brimley. Dark as fuck, but it's pretty funny. You would hope that the coal won't get in there. Just find frozen Wilford Brimley. My oatmeal. So he does not seem to be doing well. God, just that shot. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to kill myself. It's like a funny thing. This is like the goddamn thing's doing a fucking stand-up routine. Doing sight gags and pratfalls. Brimley's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm better now. Don't ignore the news, okay? Listen, this was only from a few minutes ago. I was feeling kind of down, but now I'm not feeling as bad now. I'm feeling up. I'm feeling up. Hey, wait a minute, man. I love that line. You can tell I'm very, very calm. He would fucking let him out, and he'd lose his goddamn mind. So, at this point, is he infected by the thing? I think after this point it comes. That's when he's finally infected. I don't know. Maybe it was before. Based on, what he was doing, they find, the hidden alcove. We managed to dig a goddamn tunnel. Work on the spacecraft. So maybe he was infected already before this point. And just eating out of cans, like, see, I'm eating human food. This is, it's not bad. Eating SpaghettiOs and shit. But there you go with Fuchs. Burned himself alive just so he wouldn't be infected. Jesus Christ. So, man, I guess he managed to find some gasoline really quickly. God, what a way to go. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. We're screwed. You guys are on your own. He's like, yeah. Oh, God damn it. Someone's touching my stuff, and I want no one touching my stuff. But see, now now it's like, okay, well, Archer McCready, we just saw his goddamn uniform all teared to shit, so now is fucking Null's gonna be infected, and now it's like, okay, they spent a long time in there. Like, hey, listen, we all get lonely on Outpost 31, but now is not the time for the sexy times. They're like, all right, fuck, it's been too late. And for all we know, it's just go shit. Okay, fuck. McCready is one of those things. I was gonna barricade ourselves inside, but now you could possibly be stuck with one of the things. Now it kind of becomes a siege movie to a certain extent, which I love. Ooh. Oh, he's got the indigestion. He's got the bubbly guts. Now is not the time for this. I cut him loose. There you go. Oh, just caked in snow. Man, it's like it's icing so much, even on his little bit of the hairs on his mustache, icing over. Dirty drawers, shit stains. He is it's terrible hygiene practices. Yeah. Let him try to survive the elements on his own. That's a cold thing to do, Niles. He got to you now, didn't he? He's like, wait, come on, man. Please, man. Fucking Keith David does not play around. Rebel. I was like, oh, shit. Nah, they're not going to let him in now. Probably. We just saw his dirty draws. Or he has terrible hygiene and he can give us all pink eye. All right? That's just what happens. No one wants that. Shit. Here we get fucking Palmer looking right at the camera for some reason. Sauce! Supply window! It's a bad line read. Oh, shit. Forgot about that. So these scenes must have all been filmed before Keith David broke his hand. Now I can only imagine. Shit, fuck, shit. And apparently they've used different types of doors. Try to reshoot that scene. Damn. Honestly, in hindsight, that probably is the best thing to do. Just blow ourselves up. And then we'll be assured that the thing is fucking dead. So the level of mistrust is pretty high at this point. Now threatening each other with death. Not great. Probably would have. Try to bamboozle him. Try to get him. Oh, no! It's cool, man. Come on. Palmer, you're not helping. Oh. And now we have a dying man in our hands. He's filled up with gas. We got to save him. Shit. Let's go ahead and get Copper. Now we're leading into one of the other amazing transformation sequences in the film. Probably my favorite one. Just because of just how surprising it is. I love, like, how do you follow up with that? Just like, yeah, it's kind of an awkward situation we're in right now, right? Damn. Lynching party. Jesus. You gotta help me. I'm trying to resurrect this man. Going back at each other. Now is not the time. We're gonna all go. Things like, what the fuck is that? I don't like all this electricity inside of us. Here we go. Just a shock as that thing fucking opens up and just rips. I mean, he just like pulls his arms off. Damn. Oh, what a horrible way to go. And that's all this just blasting out of him like a goddamn bloody rocket. Covered in slime and everything. But just the puppetry, as you see, just another horrific, spidery, fleshling version of Norris. Oh, and just the way the head pulls up through this thing. God, so goddamn good. Now, obviously, with shots like this, like we have to do this once, okay? Can't do this multiple times, and it gets a little too pricey. It still looks so good to this day. Incredible practical effects. Again, by Botten and Stan Winston. There you go. More of those hentai tentacles. A little whip snap. We gotta let this thing fucking burn. Those come in there already with the goddamn fire extinguishers. We've learned the hard way multiple times last time. But again, like showcasing that every little part of this organism is trying to escape. It's like, yeah, that part's fuck. Fuck that part. I'm here to save me, baby. But now you got to think, like, did the thing also replicate his like bad heart? And because of that couple of electricity, it's like, shit, I'm dying or whatever. So I have to save myself. God, the puppet design, incredible. Looks so good. Grew those little stalk eyes right there. Love the little legs. It's got like a little scooter underneath it. They're the iconic line here. Fucking kidding. How you doing, guys? He's like, oh, come on, guys. You wouldn't kill me. Look how kind. I'm kind of cute. Huh? Nah, we gotta burn you. All right, let's get to killing. Mm-hmm. You want to try me? I've had a lot to drink, and my abilities to think are severely impeded. I'll do anything, man. I'm numb. I'm gonna kill you real good. I'm gonna kill you dead. All right, man. Come on, take it easy. Shit. All right, never mind. Damn. That was a not a good sneak attack. Clark not great when it comes to stealth. But there you go. That's establishing that he was not one of the things, because he probably would have turned when he got shot in the face. Yeah. Do some Windows. Windows has gotten the shit kicked out of him. He's gotten beat up by so many characters. Intimidated. Wilford Brimley just fucking pummeled him. Look at that fucking face. It's bruised all to hell. But yeah, here you go. Basically establishing that, yeah, each little part of the thing is a separate entity. So it's not going to, so if I take some of you and expose it to fire, for instance, then I'll react no matter what. And then we'll know. It's very simple. And the thing's like, you clever son of a bitch. All right, fair enough, you got us. And this was like, fuck. It's like, all right, you don't have to cut it that fucking deep. Jesus Christ. It's a big goddamn cut. This guy's gonna get infections, gonna set in. And so here we go. Like, the hygiene in this thing is not as specific as it probably needs to be. After he just cut his thumb, and probably other people's thumbs and fingers, just gonna wipe it off of my jeans. That's all you need. You don't need to douse that in alcohol or anything. It's good. It's perfect. Ooh. He cut that one deep, too. He's just like, I don't give a shit. And the science in this movie is not really exact. You got to give it some leeway. It's probably the weakest aspect of the film itself. But still, it's like, okay, you get it. Exposed to it, you're gonna become a thing. What to degree, that's kind of left up to you. We'll showcase that. You're looking nefarious and evil as shit. And just like the tension in the scene itself, it's like there's very little dialogue, no music. It's going to let their reactions and the very subtle sound design do it. Just that the hot needle hitting the blood. That's all you really need to sell it. I guess. It just burns them anyway. It's like, all right, whatever. It's like, shit. Looking a little mistrustful there, Childs. All right, since you guys keep bullying me all the fucking time. There you go. You're welcome. So I still don't believe you. I still think you're a thing. I mean, they're looking pretty dead, so I think we can assume that they are definitely not infected. Or were ever infected. Nope. Poor Copper. You know that to help North only get his fucking arms bitten off. And this guy's like, I'm right behind them. Technically not. I mean, he did attack me, so it was self-defense. I mean, I guess the specific details are kind of up in the air, but he did try to attack him. I'm just like, well, shit, see you guys later. But it's like, this is so good. Where it's like, okay, we're going to do Palmer next. It can't be Palmer. He's the funny guy who's always on drugs. It's like, oh my God, he's a thing. God, I just love it. They got another very simple camera trick of just a reverse shot of that blood. And he's like, all right, time to fucking infect all you guys. And his monster effects are also incredible. So grotesquely beautiful. But I love it. You don't expect someone like Palmer to be infected. He's the funny one. He can't be that. No. And there you go. Okay, just on the couch. That fucking flailing trying to escape. Oh, that's an amazing shot. The evil, creepy Spider-Man. Windows is fucking up. Yeah, Windows, you weren't long for this world, summer child. Time to vor you. just the level of complete and utter chaos going in this film. These guys on the fucking couch trying to escape. Fucking Windows being thrown up in the air like a fucking rag doll. As he's intimately vored by this thing. By Thing Palmer. There you go. To the board games with you. And there is. But so his assimilation did not take that long. He put a lot of him inside poor old Windows. It's like, motherfucker, I'll get you. It's like, nah, I ain't working. God, I like how they cut between the guy who's actually on fire in that suit and this thing on a little roller. There are some things that are dated about this movie, but for the most part, it still works really well. I just thought that was funny in that shot. Damn. And apparently when they filmed this, they actually used real dynamite, and the blast actually knocked back corrosive. I think it like in the DVD commentary, which inspired this audio commentary series I'm doing on Patreon. He talked about how he actually that knocked him back, and he felt the sheer concussive force of the blast. So they were doing like a lot. They had the actors operating like real explosives and flamethrowers. Ah, poor Windows. What an end. But it seems like he was slowly coming to. Like, yeah, even though it assimilated him very fast, it was probably actively trying to take over his body as quickly as possible. Just didn't have enough time. All right, Knowles, now it's you. Congratulations. He's like, yeah, I'm on your side, buddy. Even though I betrayed you earlier in the film. There you go. The film did kind of buck the trope of the black character typically dying first or being one of the first to die in the movie. Now, yeah, you have the two minority characters actually making it fairly close to the end. Obviously, Knowles, sadly, is not long for this world, but Childs, he's one of the ones that survives. Love this line. Tied to this fucking couch. You sold it, Gary. Your line will be known throughout the rest of horror cinema. Actors, like a lot of the actors, they have like a moment in this film that really defines who their characters are. Gary gets his iconic line. Childs gets that voodoo bullshit. Yeah, not a lot of development for each person, but they do have some really good moments. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you know I'm okay. So you burn the rest of these motherfuckers. Fuck these people. So this is a little establishment right there. As we just saw, because now people speculate towards the end of the film, who's the thing and who's not. Is Childs the thing? You see that he is currently wearing a dark blue navy jacket, right? Now I believe later on in the movie he's completely changed clothes, and as we know, the thing, once it assimilates you, you burst out of your clothes. And so it's like, or it basically rips the clothes apart. And so he changed at this point. So does Wilford Brimley get the Childs first? I imagine so, because they go inside his little domain here, and they see that, okay, he's been doing some shit for quite a long time, probably for a day or however how long. And people just go back and forth to say it's like, no, Childs is not a thing. But there's just certain elements that are just odd. We'll kind of cover those later on as we get towards the end. Some other moments that could be an indicator that he is one of the things. I think even John Carpenter says he's not, but he kind of likes to go back and forth on that too. He's like, I like the speculation. I like to leave it up in the air. Part of the greater mystery. So apparently fucking Wilford Brimley has been very busy. But this is interesting. Like, I always, I have a lot of like ideas about this. So I'm like, okay, how did he do this? Did he basically transform himself in order to dig these tunnels? Did he become like another alien species that is skilled in digging like tunnels and alcoves like this? I always figured like, 'cause I don't get the sense that this was down here to begin with. But there he goes, trying to build a shuttlecraft, a spaceship to an attempt to escape. Using the spare parts. Yeah. Apparently over a very quick amount of time. So this thing's probably been walking around camp, dragging all this equipment down here while they're arguing amongst themselves, using the cover of night and the weather as a mask. So here you go. Now, Childs is gone and missing for some reason. And, he goes to say, it's like, I saw Blair, walking around. It's like, yeah, did you, though? Did you? He might have. And that's probably where he got assimilated. I guess I have a very nihilistic view of the ending where I believe that Childs did become a thing. And both him and McCready are pretty much at an impasse. They can't really do anything at that point.
It's a very dark ending, but that's how I like to view it.
He's fucking up the program. Yep. Taking out the rest of those generators. And then just the blue light on the camp. It's so incredibly ominous.
Jesus Christ, that is cold.
And at this point, this is just going to be a suicide mission. We are not going to make it out. Is this thing just like he wants to just freeze everything over? Mm-hmm.
It's very nihilistic. Like this, the last 20 or so minutes of the movie, it's just like, okay, we are set on dying, and they're like, yeah, for the greater good of humanity, we have to stop this thing. I like that. It's a very altruistic ending for the characters. Despite initially being so incredibly selfish and scared, they're like, all right, we have to stop this thing. I like that. It shows the good inside each and every one of them. Despite all their issues, they come to that decision on their own. I like that. And now it's like, hey, we're just going to destroy this fucking set. I would have loved to have seen this set, but of course, it was not long for this world. So now this, they must have shot all at the very end of the production. Okay, we got to take all this out. Because I believe they built this. Most of the movie is filmed, I believe, in like northern Canada. I forget where, British Columbia. I don't remember what specific province. And so that serves in place of the Antarctic location, which I don't know if they even filmed in Antarctica. I'm not sure. I don't recall them actually filming there. But now we're just going to destroy the set. So I guess they made it out of relatively cheap materials, but it's too bad because I would, as a huge fan of the movie, I would have loved to have, done a tour or something. So often though they don't keep these actual sets around, especially for this movie, because of the fact that sadly it was a commercial and critical bomb at the time. Yeah, it seems like it's such a waste, but I get it. Usually they constantly disassemble sets and use them for new productions or paint them over or build over them. And you have to make sure to place these explosive and fire bombs and what have you as you're slowly deconstructing this place. You have to make sure that it keeps both your crew and actors safe. Just the sheer amount of gasoline and explosives on set must have been overwhelming. That would scare me as an actor. Be like, all right, there's a lot of stuff that could possibly blow the fuck out of me. Yeah, let's go down into the basement now, even though everything above us is exploding. Probably not the safest thing to do. Those pipes must constantly freeze over all the time. And this is where they throw all their junk down into this basement level. This frozen basement level. Probably all, decades upon decades worth of material that's just, long defunct and not used anymore. Probably of other, Outpost 31 teams that have been there before them. Gears like shit. It's literally gone. He's like, what? Just picked that thing up, hauled it over his shoulder, and did what it wanted with it. But I love it in a horror film. It says, you know what? Last place we should go look, the basement. It's like, are you fucking serious? Really? I don't really want to go in the basement. No one's been in there. We have not established what the basement looks like. And look, they all have I think they all have explosives attached to them. They do. So this thing fucking attacks us, we're all going to go out. They're like little suicide bombs. I just actually noticed. I never realized they actually had dynamite wrapped around their torso right there.
But now you got to level it to its fucking foundations at this point. Now that I'm wondering, I wonder if they use part of the Norwegian camp, like after they destroyed this camp in the filming. I wonder if they shot possibly some of that stuff last. For the oh god, and there's surprise Wilford Brimley. God, this shot's great. That is a great practical effect. This is just sticking his fucking hands in between his skin. Putting a whole lot of Wilford inside Gary. Just kind of wait a moment. Okay. I wonder if that was the case. Maybe after they destroyed this facility, they used some of that of the burned out exterior for the Norwegian camp. I don't know how they. Whoa, god damn it! It's a lot of skin. In what order they shot some of these scenes, but that I could also see. Would have made a lot more sense actually in hindsight. Just show another side of the camp we did not see, and then that is in place of the Norwegian camp. And that is the Niles. I'm just gonna bye, RJ McCready. I'm just going to go out and, walk by myself in this little alcove of the basement. We never see Niles' death, but it is very assumed that he is also absorbed by the Blair thing. Not well. There you go. Wilford Brimley, a master of stealth, unlike so many of the other characters. Just love the complete, absolute silence. Setting up the next big scare. Just letting Kurt Russell's fear establish the tension. Oh, yeah! Like the creature became like, and this might have been the form that it took in order to dig those tunnels underneath, because it's moving very fucking fast underneath the snow and ice in the ground itself. This is probably one of the few sequences where the film is showing its age, it's how dated it is. You get some stop motion. Now that's a great looking practical effect. I love that. Because that fucking thing's coming out of Wilford Brimley's head, and now it's birthing all these other creatures and dogs, all the things that it's absorbed over the course of the movie. Trying to pick the best form to kill and assimilate McCready. Nice little somersault, little flip. And fuck you too. There is like additional footage of the stop motion thing you can find online, but I'm glad they didn't use it because it just doesn't look that good. And I think clearly even Carpenter realized that as well. All right, let's pull the rest shit out of the rest. Said, oh no! There goes Mac's little his little house. Actually, no, his is all the way over there. So he made sure, it's like, I'm going to make sure my little fucking domicile is perfectly fine. Glorious shot, though, from afar. That must have been fun to film, watch all that go off. Like, I still got my place. I'm good. I don't know how that place is going to, hold up against 100 below weather. So now we're at probably one of the most talked about, probably the most talked about and speculated scene in the film itself, where after R.J. McCready he's defeated what is believed to be the last of the things, and now he's by himself, like really ready to die, which also makes it so goddamn tragic. They throw another little element in there, something that you might have forgotten in between all this fucking destruction, which is Child's reappearing. Now, The reason why that I personally speculate that Childs has been assimilated at this point is if you notice his jacket, it's no longer it's blue. It's kind of like a gray green color. And so I just always assumed that because of that, when he was assimilated, he burst out of his fucking clothes and he took this other new jacket after he was assimilated by the Blair thing. Also, a couple things too. You notice that McCready, you can see his breath, because of how cold it is, but you can't see Child's breath at all. And probably like the biggest speculation point is the bottle of alcohol. This is actually probably not a bottle of alcohol, but one of the Molotov cocktails they made with the gasoline. And he hands it to Childs, who promptly drinks it. And and McCready realizes, like, oh, shit, then you are a thing. Because you would have reacted if it was actually gasoline. You would have had, obviously, a very natural, like, oh, my God, reaction. A human reaction. But, again, it's very up in the air. Let's wait here a while. See what happens. Yeah, that's all they can do. Whether they're, Child's a thing or not. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, pal. And just got that Ennio Morricone score. It brought us in the movie, and now it's bringing us out of it. Always thought, like, what happened to them? Did they actually die at the camp? I mean, because the rescue team, who knows how long it would have taken them to actually get there. And to realize that the facility was destroyed. Obviously, there is a sequel in the comics, which I have not read. There's also a sequel video game where they established that, there you go, John Carpenter's The Thing, using that classic white text you see so often in all of Carpenter's movies. Keeps it consistent with that. But there have been sequels, both in the comics and in the video game, which I did play, where Childs, it's revealed that he was not a thing. He does die at the facility, and McCready somehow escapes, and he actually saves at the end for some reason. It doesn't really work all that well. It's good ideas in that game, right? But especially when you're a big gameplay component is you trying to figure out like who's an actual thing on your team. But like that was one of the unofficial sequels. And they've been trying to work on a sequel for years. You had that prequel that came out decades later, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And now, also dating this again, Blumhouse has announced that they will be doing a remake of The Thing. I don't know. It's currently they're calling it a remake. I don't know if it could be a sequel. Anything can change over time. With John Carpenter's involvement, to what degree, I have no idea. But I don't know. Like this movie is just so perfect to me. It's just as this one-off. I can't imagine them attempting to replicate the amazing stuff that this movie does throughout. Especially because I know that they'll probably just rely on. I don't know. Who knows? I'm supposing, but I get the sense that they would just rely on CGI, not actual practical effects. But like all things, I'll give it a chance. But hey, guys, really appreciate you watching this with me. One of my favorite films of all time. But thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.